This is F121. This is the mainstream racing series. This is race number 11 of 23 here in the Temple of Speed in Monza. I'm Seb Bauer. Glad you're with us tonight for something we could call a mid-season battle when it's getting more and more crucial as things get obvious into a three-man battle for the championship. The Walsh Bros versus Jeppe Nielsen. Welcome, buonasera. De Monza, here we are in the Temple of Speed, one of the classic racetracks, and everyone likes it, but it's a rather hard track actually. Here is a short look at the track, located in Monza, just outside of Milan. Track difficulty very easy, and no, oh no, Codemasters, it is not. I expect multiple DNFs for tonight. I will show you where or which phase of the track is a real cemetery of modern F1 cars, and it's featuring only 11 turns, 5.8 kilometers of length, so with a 121.0 lap record. It is actually one of the faster tracks, as it is the fastest track itself by velocity and one of the quicker events. So in real life the race is just a bit over an hour if there is no interfering safety car. And so we will do a short quali, means 18 minutes, followed by 50% race distance, what equals 27 laps. Equal car performances, of course. Whether we don't know, but mostly it is a dry event here in Monza. Not always, but mostly. And we have the first guys checking into our chat box. Hello, Lucas VH02. Whatever cars means. Cars is a word in my native language, my native dialect, but I doubt that you mean that. Then there is the monster, Andrew Mont. Good evening to you. Nice that you are with us once again. And we are waiting for one or two last people to check in. I can already inform you, right when I say it, here is the session timer. I must tell you that sadly Peter Simpson is not with us tonight because just on very short notice his connection cable from his, steering wheel or braking pedal or anything like that just quit hit duty. So he needs a new cable. Sadly, he found out about that just shortly before the events, and so we have to do without one of our admins tonight. And in just a few seconds we will lift off to Milan in northern Italy. I admit I have never been here, although I have passed the track a few times, so I am a big Tuscany fan, and depending on the route we go there, we sometimes go by Monza. Last time I went by Mugello, by the way, the track we got to know last year in the COVID season when Ferrari celebrated the 1000th Ferrari race on a track they own in Mugello, Tuscany. And sadly no audience was allowed there, so if there would have been some audience, guess who would have been there. But okay, let's quit the ifs and whens as the session timer is ticking down. We are still waiting for Mark Goodman, whose game was still loading, but everything should be ready now. And here we are in the pit lane. Fair weather, sunny, about cloudless day, just as we know it from Italy and Monza. And now let's wait and see who will be the first one to take to the track. Sadly, one of our admins was unable to update the driver standings, so I cannot give you an update how things look. I can just tell you that things are very, very tense between the Walshes and Jeppe Nielsen. And the first one on the track is this man, Gregory Mortier, our chef. The cook is back in his Williams. Let's see what he is able to cook up for us tonight. As you know me, I tend to stay with the first one on the track to follow him or her. Sadly, it's only male we have, only male drivers, and so I will stay with Gregory Mortier to get a bit of feel for the track. Who has, by the way, already invalidated the lap time. It's already red. Oh, and he is out already. He is out already. Yeah, I wanted to tell you about Ascari. The big cemetery of modern F1 cars. And we have seen why. So next in line, next man up, that is... Who's it? Blake Gary it is. Blake Gary in the blue Alpine. Here we sit on top of his teapot and have a lap with him. First chicane, quite okay, but a hard braking point of course. Then Curva Grande, actually just a flat out zone, getting us to the second chicane, just as hard braking as before. That's the Variante della Roccia, and then the two Lesmos, double right, and here's the second part of the Lesmos. Sector 2 about to end right here in this second DRS zone, and then we head down to Ascari. This is the long stretched Ascari chicane, and this is the place where Gregory Mortier just sunk his Williams into the barrier, and he will not be the last one. I can assure you, he will not be the only one who has destroyed his car in Ascari and then the Parabolica. And this is it. This is one hot lap here in the Temple of Speed. Like Gary, the first one delivering us a time, and the drivers behind are a little bit faster. Mike Taylor, Tom Walsh, and then Monster, that is Jeppe Nielsen, crushing everyone else's time by almost a second. Dylan Chapman and Thomas Walsh, the only drivers who could stay within a second on their first shots. And Dom Walsh, so too. Dominic Walsh, 3.5 tenths behind Jeppe Nielsen. So we have our 3 championship contenders in the top 4. And with Dylan Chapman, he had himself a P3 or P4 in the last race. And that means he isn't too far away off the top notch either. So he's the second row of championship contenders, if you want so. And so all of our top contenders are more or less close and on the 2 front starting rows here in these early moments in the qualifying. Let's have a look. The only driver... Oh, there was something going on, but this is probably just someone getting out of the way. Eli it was. Eli it was. Not sure if he has some damage to his car or if he went just really wide there in a second less more. Aggressively over the curbs. Well, you can do that in the in-lap in the quali, but not in the race. He had not so good first half lap, 3.5 seconds behind Jeppe Nielsen, so there is room to improvement for Eli. Same goes for Boosted. Then our little opossum has not posted a time. I think he returned to his pits. That's Keo Lowick. And same goes for Mark Goodman. Grimmo, who has aborted his hot lap and returned back to his pit crew. Well, we see some drivers already checking out for their second hot lap, while some haven't even started the first. There is a damaged Haas. Damaged Haas can only be Leonard Cam, as his teammate Jack Rognan is sadly not active for tonight, and it is Jeppe Nielsen who is turning towards the track again. Second try, second shot for him, while some others didn't even have one shot. But as the track is rather quickly lapped, it is possible to have 3 hot lap shots. We have a very long yellow there in sector 3 that prohibits us from watching the session clock. It's a bit stupid in the new game. I don't know why they changed it up. I hope that they will do the other way around in 2022, like it was in 2020, where the clock was on the right hand side and not blacked out by some yellow flags. Same goes for the lap count in the race as well. Yellow again in sector 2. That is far away from Jeppe Nielsen, as he is the only one on a hot lap. We can easily stay with him now and watch what he is able to do here in his cautiously accelerating out of the first chicane, but that is okay. Let's see what it says at the end of sector 1. Level. Just a slight little improvement of 13 thousandths, and now he might run into traffic there. This is Stuart McDonald, Leonard Cam, who is not that far away ahead. It's okay. It is okay as long as Leonard Cam is doing his outlap more or less quickly. This should not be a problem for Nielsen. Sector 2 improvement, almost 2/10 for him. And now on the back straight, maybe a little bit of a toe there, slight slipstream maybe. Parabolica seemed okay for him too, and then in the end it is a new pole time, 1:20.2, and he distanced Dominic Walsh by over half a second now. And Keo Lowick has pushed his Ferrari into third on his team home race. What else is going on? Let's have a look at Leonard Cam, who was just a little bit ahead of Jeppe Nielsen. You can see Nielsen in the background in the Red Bull. Stuart McDonald maybe gave Nielsen a little bit of toe in sector 3. Let's see what he'll do here under the bridge. Sector 2, and in the ends of Sector 2 he is improving by over 3/10. That is not bad. And that would give him a position somewhere around Tom Walsh, maybe. In the last sector, last right-hander for him. But he runs it to the end, and yes, he's... That cost him at least 1/10, at least. In the Variante del Rettif. So who is on a hard lap? This is maybe Andrew Mans here at the end of Sector 2, but no improvements, so... Let's see if he'll run it to the end or not. And he doesn't. He doesn't. That's on a hot lap. Trilla Gorilla, Ash Rider, his name. Finishing his second hot lap, and he will be 1.5 seconds now behind Jeppe Nielsen in 10th. And there is no one else on a hot lap. Jeppe Nielsen. Have a look. Jeppe Nielsen has just left his garage. There he is. That is interesting because that is a bit special or strange timing with 6 minutes on the clock. He has only 3 sets of softs. Maybe four, because the key 3 set is activated, of course, as well in a short quali. So, but he has to watch out in order to be able to have a final hot lap then, in the last minute. Not sure if the time is enough to have a hot lap now, come back to the pits and go out again for another hot lap. Not sure if that will work, but we will see. We will see what he is able to do. If the hot lap isn't promising, then he has the option of aborting it, of course. So here he is on his next hot lap try. Let's have a look what time will bring for him at the end of Sector 1, and then we will see if it is really a hot one. There was an Alpine going out of the way. Fair maneuver there from, I think, yeah, must be Gary. Must be Blake Gary. End of Sector 1 for Nielsen. Little bit of improvement, 65 thousandths. But for the moment, I would like to have a look at... Oh, Mike Taylor. I wanted to have a look, but here he is. He pushed up into 3rd. So the second Aston Martin had himself a pretty good hot lap. Just wanted to get him depicted as he was a little bit further ahead in the hot lap compared to Nielsen. So here we are back with Jeppe Nielsen. 42 thousandths, his improvement, 42 thousandths. And now 4 minutes on the clock. Let's see if he will run it to the end or if he will abort it. He finishes it. Not sure if he can have another hot lap. He improves by 64 thousandths. Well done. But 3.5 minutes on the clock. I am not sure if he can make it back into pits to have another shot, and with a spin in the first chicane that doesn't help him on times. So better have a spin now rather than in the race, of course. But I think that Jeppe Nielsen is finished. I doubt that he can have another hot lap shot with a bit more than 3 minutes remaining. We had a short yellow, something around here. What's going on? There was Blake Gary, it was. Blake Gary on his final hot lap shot. he has spun out in the Variante della Roggia, so he is finished maximally in P7. And Romance, thanks for correcting me. It's only 3 sets of softs, as the 4th set is then the first from the race already, I think. I am not so familiar with short qualies. I usually go with full quali in my offline career, while we see Dylan Chapman improving himself and pushing up into 3rd, but he is probably already finished and maximally in 3rd. So we see Blake Gary crawling back to his pits. He is finished in 7th, as we already mentioned. Keo Lowick has just started his final hard lap in his Ferrari home race. Little bit of pressure on the Ferraris, especially as we remember Jane van der Bril and Jack Rocknairn having such a good team effort last season, almost winning the championship, just by, I think it was 1 point that they did not make it. And the first Ferrari not improving. Here's the second. This is Igilai. Curva Grande. Sector 1 finishing right here. Not improving too. But it is close. It is close. There is something in for Igilai still. But not sure if he can make it, if he can improve himself. Let's have a look at Dominic Walsh! Dominic Walsh, who had some improvements in his hands and threw it all away here in... Oh no! He is disqualified! I was just thinking, don't go this way because the game might disqualify you, and that is just what happened. And he is causing tremendous havoc and chaos here. Dominic Walsh, as he was turning around, I think he crashed with Ash Ryder, who is out now in 10th, and Dominic Walsh will be last. And how huge is that? How big is that? Dominic Walsh, one of our championship contenders, and instead of starting second, he will now start in last. Can you believe it? Oh my, big drama here already in qualifying. Who is still running? Leonard Cam, but not improving. Andrew Mont coming towards the end of Sector 2 here under the bridge. No improvements for him as well. His reserving teammate Awkward is not improving too. Grimo with his final shots is 11th. Nevi Zekic is still running, he told us in advance. Oh, there's a Ferrari standing awkwardly over the track. Oh my. Didn't I speak of drama here? Must have been Iggy Lai, who is grey, who is out. And Ikic is so too! Ikic now too! In the second Lesmo. What in all hell? What is going on here in these final minutes and moments of our qualifying? Tom Walsh still running, and he is improving 2.5 tenths, but that would only be enough to attack maybe Keo Laubig or his teammate Mike Taylor. This will not be enough for a pole. This might not even be enough for the front row. Let's see what the time will bring for him after Parabolica. Going wide, but that's okay. And he will be 4th, only P4 for Tom Walsh. So both the Walsh contenders are disappointing. Yeah, okay, Tom Walsh P4 is okay, not disappointing, but okay. But big drama there for his younger brother Dom Walsh. We just went to him, we just had a look at him when he spun out and watched him getting disqualified there. This is, yeah, in some other league I once was called the broadcaster's curse, because all those drivers, yeah, DNF'd or crashed whenever I jumped to them. And my commentator curse just struck again, this time It was Dominic Walsh, and we are waiting for Nevis Ikic to be pushed into his garage. Here we go. This is our starting grid for Monza. We see Jeppe Nielsen snatching yet another pole, followed by Dylan Chapman in the front row, second row, both the Aston Martins, Mike Taylor and Thomas Walsh. Fifth then goes for Keo Lovick, 6 Blake Gary, 7 Andrew Mann, P8 Leonard Cam, Stuart McDonald is named, P9 Awkward, 10th Ash Ryder, P11 free tire options for Mark Goodman, then 12th Iggy Lai, 13th is Nevis Ikic, P14 boosted, no time set then for Gregory Mortier, and yeah, as we saw, the disqualified Dominic Walsh, who is, by the way, our championship leader, our number 1 contender, and he will start from the last position. So an unvolunteer reverse grid, you could say. So our drivers have half a minute or a little bit more of time to set their tire strategy, and I will be back with you in a moment.